Students in my classroom are asked to develop and support personal opinions about artwork. And I've come up with several similar games that go up in, start very basic and go up in scope and sequence depending on the age range that you're trying to work with, that helps kids exercise their ability to develop and define their opinion as well as back it up with various statements that support their opinion. So this is called the token response game. And the token response game is something that a lot of art teachers have been told how to play. I've just revamped it, so I thought I'd share you my new, more evolved versions of the token response game. So for a really young crowd, what I did was I made this worksheet, and I have it provided on my website with a variety of different pieces of artwork. And I have them laminated so that you can draw on them with a dry erase marker. And it has various instructions on how to do the drawings on here. And so the students are supposed to look over the pictures first and figure out which ones they like and which ones they don't like, and then follow these instructions. Now you might have to read this to them one by one, but the first one says, draw a heart over the art you love the most. So I drew a heart on this Kandinsky piece. Draw an X over the art you don't like. I'm not a big fan of Van Gogh. Actually I am, but just for this example's sake, I'll put an X on that one. Draw an hourglass over the art you think took the most time to make. Well, I picked the Bernini marble sculpture because carvings take a really long time to produce. So students will do this on their own, and then they will get together with their best friend and see if they have similar symbols on the same pictures. They'll also get together with somebody of the opposite gender. So let's say, well, I'm a girl and I would go find a boy and see if I agreed on any of my opinions with any of the boys. And it's a really good way for students to collaborate and communicate their opinions and justify why they believe the way that they do. And they might say things like, I don't like this piece because of the color. So we're always referring back to the elements of art. I like this piece because it has crazy shapes and wiggly lines. And they might just go through all of these and use that as supports for developing their opinion. For a little bit older of a crowd, I like to do this activity, which is pretty much the same one. I'll show them a picture, either a poster or on a PowerPoint presentation or something, and they have a dry erase board with a dry erase marker, and they have this token response game. It's got a bunch of it's got a bunch of symbols that they can draw depending on what kind of opinion they come up with. So for example, this is the picture that I show. They might really like the colors, so they're going to draw a rainbow because they like the colors. They might draw a house because they want that hanging in their house. They might also draw a money sign because they think it was an expensive piece to buy. And then the students will show it to a partner and do sort of a turn and talk exercise where they turn to a partner, show them on the count of 3 their dry erase board with their symbols, and discuss what they agreed on and what they didn't agree on and why. A more difficult version of the token response game that we do with maybe 2nd or 3rd grade is we use actual tokens such as the watch and the house and the spoon, and I will show them posters. And they can do this with their groups. In their groups, they have to decide which one they believe has the best color, for instance. And I'll pick a messenger from each group, and they are in charge of bringing the token over to the artwork that they think has the best color. Now, this requires collaboration and discussion and justification of opinions. Because students might differ in their opinions, they're going to need to be able to tell each other, well, why do I believe that this one has the best colors? because, you know, all the colors there's a huge variety of colors, so it should appeal to everybody. Maybe it's because they like only blues and reds, and there's a lot of blue and red here. But students need to try and convince each other into agreeing on which painting has the best color. And there should be about 5 or 6 different pieces of artwork on the carpet, and you will find that they will place different tokens on different pieces of artwork. So this might mean that they think it's an expensive piece. This might mean that they think it's a great idea. This means they want it hanging over their fireplace. The spoon symbolizes that they think it would be good in a kitchen. This is the one they all agree they don't like. The bed, which one would they like hanging above their bed? Which one would they give to their mother for Mother's Day? And which one do they believe took a lot of time to create? So once they've done that and they've placed all their tokens, then you close up the activity by looking at the paintings and discussing as a group in general which paintings had the same tokens. Did everybody hate the same painting? And then ask students to justify why they believe that opinion to be true. Did everybody think that, you know, one painting should only belong in the kitchen? And why? Maybe it's a picture of a dinner table or a fruit dish or something like that, and maybe they believe that that's appropriate for the kitchen. So allowing them in the end to have a little closing discussion on what they agree with on and what they don't agree on is really a fun activity for students to talk about their opinions and justify them regarding various forms of artwork. So that is 3 different ways to do the token response game. This way with the dry erase board and the menu, and this way.